It's been a crazy start to the year 2025. I mean, we had a terrorist attack in New Orleans on Bourbon Street. Fuck. Then we have a storm called Blair devastate the Northeast. And then Los Angeles gets decimated by wildfires. Worst in history. I mean, I think it's safe to say that one of Lara's exes really does not want this wedding to happen. But it's happening. And we're all in New Orleans in January. I mean, where else can you get the weather of Seattle with the crime of Baltimore? Go Saints. Bringing it back to Lara, I remember the day Lara was born. October 13th, 1996, I was 5 years old. And at the time, I thought this is the most spectacular, interesting, bizarre thing. Not the birth, but that she was born on my mom's birthday. I mean, how often does that happen? My mom gave birth on her birthday. Talk about a birthday. Well, what I did not know is that my mom did not give birth to a baby sister, but she gave birth to a second mother. Lara came out of the womb and she started bossing our entire family around. The minute she got home, she said to me and my brother Alex, she said, "You guys are way too old to be sleeping in car beds." Then she told my dad, she said, "You really need to redo the upstairs bathroom." I mean, I think it's safe to say, this was all before she was 1 week old, by the way. But I think it's safe to say that since Lara was born, she's been making our family get its act together. Trying. So, when people find out I have a younger sister, they often ask if I'm protective over her. Which, you might think I am. I was a very good high school athlete. I was an undefeated boxer up until a few weeks ago. But the truth is, I've never had to protect or defend Lara once. In fact, she's had to protect me more times than I've had to protect her. And there's one story in particular that I want to tell tonight that I think will give the essence of who Lara is and what Lara is getting into. Goodbye. So I bring us back to the year 2006, the winter, when Lara was 9 years old. And we were at our house in Chappaqua, New York. And my parents are having a night out in the city, and they left me and my brother Alex home to babysit Lara. So, after we put Lara to bed, we had some friends over. And we were just a few of us guys. We were sitting in the basement, probably sharing a beer or something stupid like that. And one of us got the idea that we should invite some girls over to the house. So I called my friend Trish, and I said, "You gotta come over to the house. My parents are out." And 20 minutes later, Trish's boyfriend showed up at the house. And this guy was the captain of our football team. And he was a mean guy. And he showed up with his buddies. And there were the other captains of the team. And they were downstairs and outside of our basement window. And they were trying to get in. And me and Alex and my friends, we decided to lock the doors and hide. And then he called our house. And I picked up, I said, "We're not home." And he said, "If you don't let us into the house, there's gonna be hell to pay." Oh God. So now I was in between a rock and a hard place. If I didn't let him in, I was going to be made fun of for life. And if I did let them in, they would destroy our house. What was I to do? So then I heard Lara's voice at the top of our basement stairs. She said, "Sam!" So I said, "What, Lara?" She said, "Is someone at the house?" And I said, "No, Lara, go back to bed." And she said, "I know someone's at the house." Because I listened in on that phone call. A trick she learned from my dad. And she said, and I heard them threaten me. And I said, "Lara, okay, fine. Someone is at the house, but it's all under control. Please just go back to bed." And she said, "I'm coming down." And she marched right past me. And by the time she got downstairs, someone had led the entire team into the house. And she was standing face to face with Andrew Johnson. His nickname was the Stone, because when he hit you, his hands were so hard it felt like you got hit by a stone. And he was 250 pounds of muscle and gut. And he had a tattoo that said, "Death before dishonor." And Lara looked him right in the face and she said, "Get out of my house." But Andrew Johnson was not about to leave. He looked down at her and he started to laugh and smirk. And Lara was not laughing. Her eyes started to twitch. Her mouth started to quiver. Her nostrils flared up. Her cheeks turned blood red. And she said, "Get the hell out of my house. Get the hell out of my house. If you're not out of my house in 10 goddamn seconds, I'm calling the fucking cops." She was 9 years old. So I look at Andrew Johnson and his face is now blank. He's ghost white. Like he just saw the devil incarnate. And he's not moving. And neither are his friends. And then Lara did something I will never forget. She's still looking him dead in the face. And she started to count. And she said, 1, 2. By the time she got to 3, these guys dropped all their beer and they booked it out of our house. They ran for the hills. I think one of them is still running. And this guy, Andrew Johnson, he had made my life hell. Since I was in 4th grade, he bullied me, and I never had the balls to stick up to him. And I looked at Lara, and I said, "How did you do that?" And she looked at all the beer that was down on the ground, and she said, "You might want to clean all that up before Mom and Dad come." And that that's who Lara Fuhrer is. That's who she is. Lara will always get your back. She'll always stick up for herself. And she will always be cool. Always. So, Lara has once told me and my brother Alex that she looks up to us as a guiding light of what not to do with her life. But I think over the years, at least I've tried to steer her in the right direction a few times. I was the one who told her to move to LA after convincing our friend Ben Verity to hire her as her nanny after she graduated, which in retrospect, I don't know if LA was the right choice. Well, no, LA was the right choice. I also forced Lara to buy Bitcoin under $10,000. And I made sure that she knew that I did not like any of her exes, one in particular, which ultimately led her to Blair. And yeah, Blair. No, seriously, Blair, you are everything me and Alice could ever want in a brother-in-law. You're kind, you're cool, you're smart, you're fun. Everyone just kissed your ass for the last speech. No, seriously, you really are the best. You can put up with Lara. That's not hard. And I honestly look forward to all of our times together, our family adventures, our trips. I look forward to meeting your children. And that's it. All I will say is Mazel Tov to Lara.